Racers, welcome back to the RC Fanatic Vlog. Today I have a very special interview for you. Featuring somebody who's been racing probably way longer than most of us have. Please help me welcome my good friend Nick DeAngelis.
How you doing?
Come on.
How you doing, guys?
And how are you, Nick?
I'm doing good, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Nice to be here. So, if you've seen the videos, you know I'm going to ask you a few questions just about how you got started racing and the like. Can you do that?
No problem.
All right. First question we're going to have is this. So, where do you live and what do you do when you're not racing RC cars?
I live in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. I'm originally from the Reading area, Sinking Spring, and I'm a body man for a living. I fix crash cars.
Wow. So your whole kind of rides around cars.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what class do you race here at the track, and which one's your favorite?
I race 10.5 Sprint and Mod Sprint. Mod Sprint is definitely my favorite. Car counts are a little down in Mod, so every week I run the 10.5, and when the Mod guys show up, we break out the Mod Sprint car.
Yeah, good luck with it. People want to see you. So how long have you been racing?
About 34 years.
Wow, 34 years.
Yep.
That's impressive. That's longer than most of us have been racing here.
Pretty much.
So, how did you get started in the hobby?
Actually, it's a funny story. A guy I worked with in a body shop in Reading, I was working on a car, and I saw this shadow go by behind me. And I turned and looked, and I didn't see anything, and went back to working on the car, and I turned around again. Here comes this shadow again, and I saw it. And a guy I work with, Gary Labe, I said, "Labey, what do you have there?" He said, "An RC car." I said, "Let me check it out." So I checked it out, and I tried it, and I ran it right into a car that was in our shop we were working on. That's basically how I got started. I saw his, went home, told my wife I'm going to try something new. I bought a used car, used radio, used charger just to see if I liked it. Well, about a month later, I sold that car and I came home with 2 new cars and 2 new radios, because back then you needed a radio for each car. I came home with 2 of everything, and that's where I got started, and it's grown since.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. It's weird because, and most of you guys know this about, so I've done with other drivers, you really don't know who's going to get you into the hobby, but eventually you do get in.
Yeah. Usually when you say, people ask you what you do for fun, and say you race radio control cars, the first thing that comes to their mind is Radio Shack cars. No, these aren't Radio Shack cars, not by a long shot.
They're probably the farthest thing from it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, what's your favorite RC memory or story that you have? 34 years, you gotta have something good.
I have a lot of them, man. I have a lot of them. I'm gonna say my first U.S. Open Wheel Championship.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that was a big thing.
It was huge for me, racing against sponsored guys, factory guys, and I beat the best of the best that day.
Yeah, those big championships, you really see, how big of a hobby we have.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, even at Bumps and Jumps, when I was open, February Freeze with Chris, we had 225 cars at least. That's a huge amount.
Yep.
So, out of all the guys you race with, is there any you respect more than others, and why?
I respect everybody that runs, for the most part. It's a great group of people. We're all out here doing the best we can, having fun. The competition drives you. I respect everyone that comes out to run. Now, don't get me wrong, there's 1 or 2 guys that made it a little hard to respect them, but I still respect everybody trying to do this deal.
Yeah. It's, guys, like I was saying, it's not, people that don't do this hobby don't understand truly what it is.
No.
And that's where it comes into play, and that's why I tell people to get good. Alright. So the last thing I want to ask you is, because you've raced at Bumps and a few other tracks over the years, what do you like most about this track?
The atmosphere.
Yeah, that's definitely different.
The atmosphere here is second to none. The competition level is very high. The respect factor that everybody gives each other is very high. It's a family atmosphere. This track, I've been coming to this track a very long time. They make you feel welcome. The racing surface is always ready to go. There's really never an issue with the surface. It's just a great facility and great people running it.
So, basically, and I think a couple people want to know this, so getting questions. How does this track compare in this, as far as surface and atmosphere to bumps?
With Staubs being an outside track, they fight a lot more elements and have to work a whole lot harder to maintain the level of grip and everything that we experience every week. Not like bumps and jumps being inside in a controlled environment. The sun's not beating on it, drying it out. The rain's not on it. The effort is a lot higher to maintain an outside track.
Heck yeah. And I also want to ask you one more thing about when I did the interview with Brandon a few weeks ago. Chuck Eccles commented on the video and told me that back in the '60s there really wasn't really any true RC like this. Is that true?
That is true.
I mean, what was the closest thing you had to this at the time?
Close to a Radio Shack car.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's amazing just seeing, even in the last 10, 20 years, how far even the hobby itself has come and grown. I mean, back in the day, that's pretty much all you had was those Radio Shack cars. Nowadays, you've got sprint cars, you've got late models, you've got slashes. I mean, we can easily run 9-10 classes here every week.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You can run 10, 12 classes. You can make, but the technology in this stuff is changing constantly. It always has been. Even before the brushless motor days and the LiPo batteries, technology's forever changing. We have more adjustments on a car than we've ever had before. And when somebody asks me about RC racing and I explain it to them, we can basically do anything to our cars that they can do to a real car, and then some. It's that technical. Yeah. The faster you want to go, the more technical it gets.
Yeah. And I think people don't get it. I think people think, oh, you can do 1-2 modifications. No, you can pretty much do anything to any part of the car you want.
Yeah. People just look at you in awe when you explain to them what you can actually do to the car. They're like, really? I never knew that. Yeah. Most people are astounded about what we do.
That's crazy. And the last thing is, what would you like to say to somebody if somebody came to you and said, I'm just getting a racer, I'm brand new to the hobby? What advice would you give them?
Be patient. Don't quit. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. To me, I've learned that we come race every Saturday. I could work 6-7 days a week if I want. Saturday is my rest day. My rest day is at the track. I go to the track to enjoy myself and to do the best I can. It's like going fishing. You go fishing to enjoy the day and get away. Catching a fish is a bonus. Racing good is a bonus. Just come and enjoy the day for what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of people come out and say, I'm going to go out there the first time, I'm going to win. I'm going to do the best I can. Just do your best. If you don't win, it's your first time. I didn't win my first time. I'm sure Nick didn't win his first time.
No.
I don't think any racer has ever won their first time. But you just go out. If you don't try, you're not going to win at all. That's just the cut and dry of it, right, Nick?
That's exactly right. The biggest factor to being or getting good at radio control racing is track time. Get on the track every chance you get. Go to a track. Go to different tracks, and just try things. The more you have that controller in your hand and your car is on the track, every time you go out is a learning experience. And the more you do that, the faster you'll get better.
Yeah. And one more thing I'm going to bring up, and Nick and I have seen this happen a few times, sadly. Don't get too frustrated or too angry. We have done it. I'm sure you've done it too, Nick.
Oh, I have too. Make no mistake about it. I was extremely competitive when I first started. I got frustrated a lot, but I also worked my butt off a lot. When I started doing this and started taking it, let's say, serious, that I wanted to be good, I had a goal. My goal was to get good enough and travel, and when I rolled into someone else's track, whether it was in New York, Virginia, Ohio, they knew who I was, they knew my name, they knew I was there to win and could win at their track, and I have. I wanted to earn that respect, and And I'm grateful and thankful enough that I've been able to earn that I could travel anywhere and win at someone's home track in another state or local. And to me, that's what's gratifying about the whole deal, the respect that I've earned.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. And so yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. We've seen some people where they take the hobbies a bit too serious. You know about that much as well. So yeah, don't get too frustrated. If you relax and you have a good time, you've done what you wanted to do at the track. All right, well, thank you, Nick, for sitting down with me and taking the time to do the interview.
Thank you, pal. It took a couple weeks for us to get together, but,
yeah, but I
thanks
think
for having
we're going to
me
be really
on.
interested. It was a really good story. Well, that about does it for this. So keep your wheels on the track, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.